Hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon. My name is Susan Reyna, and I am here today with Peggy Rourke. We represent Beacon Therapeutic. We're a non-for-profit social service agency. You're watching a live call-in show. The number is 312-738-1060. And for the next 30 minutes, you'll be hearing about Beacon Therapeutic and all the great work that we do. Again, my name is Susan Reyna. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Beacon Therapeutic. I'd like to put some information on the screen regarding Beacon. We currently have 4 locations. Our business office is at 1912 West 103rd. We have our Longwood campus on 10650 South Longwood. Our homeless services located on Western Avenue, and our high school program, it's Calumet Park campus, 124th and Ada. And we've been in existence for since 1968, over 40 years. We currently operate a myriad of programs, and these are just some of them. We have our Little Big Intensive Outpatient Program, which essentially is a day treatment program for children who need more intense services. Our outpatient clinic, essentially it's an outpatient mental health center. Our Family Assertive Community Treatment Program that works with high-risk moms 18 to 25 who are homeless or at risk of homelessness and have one child under the age of 5. We also operate an early Head Start program, working with children ages 0 to 3 that are predominantly homeless or, again, at risk of homelessness. Our shelter outreach services that provides outreach mental health to homeless women and children in the city shelters. And our CHIPRA program that enrolls families in the Children in Illinois All Kids program. And our therapeutic day schools. We have an elementary school and a high school. And then we also have an autism program. I'm here today with Peggy Rourke. She's Beacon's development director and has been with us for many, many years. We're very glad to have you here today, Peggy. And again, I'd like to remind everyone, this is a live call-in show, so the number is 312-738-1060. And perhaps, Peggy, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been affiliated with Beacon?
Oh, thank you, Susan. It's a pleasure to be here. And I have been with Beacon half of my life, 27 years, and I have loved every minute of it. It was kind of interesting the way it got started. I have lived in the Beverly Morgan Park community my entire life and taught exercise as well as...
We had your own business. So you
right.
Teach exercise. You had
right.
your own business. Okay.
And I have a degree in early childhood and special ed. And I began to volunteer by teaching exercise to the children at Beacon Therapeutic. And as I became involved with Beacon and learned their mission, I realized that there were some things that maybe I could help, being an active part of the community, being on the Morgan Park Beverly Hills Business Association and being on BAPA, the Beverly Area Planning Association, and just kind of having a pulse of what a great community it is and how people want to reach out and help those in need. And so we decided to have an aerobathon, and actually that was our first event.
That's true. Yeah.
To raise funds for a Healthy Start program for the Little Intensive Outpatient program. And from there, it kind of just blossomed. We thought we could have a supper in Beverly, and it started out in people's homes at Christmas time, and then they would come back for caroling, and that evolved into everybody coming to Beacon, and we continue now this year to have our Christmas supper in Beverly, which is always on the first Friday in December, so mark your calendars. And it's a fabulous event.
Yeah, I'm actually going to put some pictures up of the event this last time. And I think just a little bit of background. Yes, it is always the first Friday of every December. And yeah, it's a phenomenal evening. It's really grown from the homes, as you're describing, to where we have it on site, and we have a big giant tent. There's a lovely meal, and there's caroling, and there's, carriage rides. And we have about close to 400 people attend the event. I'm going to put some pictures on of individuals that have come to the event in the past. Maybe you can tell me who we're looking at. Well, that's you, of course.
And I am there with a community member as well, our state committee woman, Rose Bilecki, who was one of our first to have one of the home parties. And still participates and supports us today.
Yeah, and then this last year we were fortunate. We had Charles Thomas from Channel 7 attend, and he emceed the event, which was great, and he's there with his lovely wife. And then this past year at one point we honored Jim Kerrigan. Tell me a little bit about Jim Kerrigan.
Jim Kerrigan is a phenomenal person that everyone loves to meet. He's fun, he's energetic, he knows a million people, and he's always willing to step out of the box to get something done. He chairs our Beacon Bash event, but last Christmas we decided that he would be our person to receive our Warmest Heart Award.
Yeah, and usually that evening we do have a number of awards. I mean, we try not to make it all award driven, but we do have a few. And I think in that picture, I'll just put it up a second, we also have some representatives from the Lionesses Club that have been very important and integral to the support of the event. And then we also have someone else there that's very important to Beacon.
And that is our newest alderman of the 19th Ward, Matt O'Shea, and his wife, Kara.
And one of the things, and I think this reflects a lot of our community partnerships. And I think, can you talk a little bit about the importance of community partnerships when it comes to a non-for-profit, or Beacon in this case?
Well, I think especially in Beacon's case, we are very unique in the sense that we don't have an alumni, and we don't have the population that is capable of giving back. And so what we do is reach out to people who see us as a mission that they would like to embrace. And once they come through our doors, they usually stay forever. And we have been blessed with very, very committed people.
Yeah, I'm going to put a few more pictures of some of the partnerships. Now, who is this group?
This is the Catholic Youth Ministry, which are the high school students that attend Morgan Park High School. They have done several toiletry drives for our homeless moms, and they have done patch by patch. They each made a patch and made an Afghan for our little IOP program.
Yeah, and that one was great because I know it's heavy and it's warm and it looks really cozy. And I know we also get blankets from the Morgan Park Juniors.
Right. The Morgan Park Juniors is a group that has been around for over 100 years in the Morgan Park area, and they are strictly service to others. And they have come to Beacon on several occasions and done different, besides just supporting our events, they have asked what are our needs. And at the time it was, we really needed some new blankets for our babies in Little IOP. So it has evolved into every child that comes into Little IOP receives their own personal blanket that they have. And when they leave Beacon and they move on into their kindergarten program, they have that blanket forever with them.
And I think what's important, we're talking about, the 3 to 5 year old kids who essentially most of them are residing in homeless shelters and they don't have a lot of their own property. So they're able to come into the program, in the intensive outpatient program, or the Little IOP program. It was working with 3 to 5 year olds, and we have them from 9 till 3 o'clock. And essentially we're providing a slew of therapeutic and developmentally appropriate services. And during, of course, because of their age, they're taking naps. And it's great because they're able to cuddle up with their little blankets. And then again, they're able to take them home. There's another picture here actually with another partnership that we were able to develop. And I'm going to put the picture up because I think it's great. And tell me a little bit about this partnership.
This was a really fun thing. All the way across the city, these kids reached out with a program through St. Mary of the Woods First Communion Service Project. Mm-hmm. And they, with their own money, went out and bought Build-A-Bears. And they created the bears, and then they sent the bears, which is very hard to do for a 7-year-old, give up a bear and send it all the way across the city to our homeless kids. Each one of our kids was then able to receive a bear and learn that it was from another child that was giving it to them and able to keep that. And our kids are really kids that probably would have never had a Build-A-Bear at that age, and they loved it. And I think the kids at St. Mary of the Woods learned how to give, and our kids learned that people are willing to give. It was just a really, really neat experience.
I think one of the kind of more touching quotes that I heard later on was that, the Build-A-Bears come in their little houses, in their little boxes. And I know one of the kids was saying, look, my bear has a house. And I think really trying to understand the fact that these kids don't have homes and places they can call them for their own. And I think it was really sweet that they were able to, see that their little bear had a house. But at the same time, they were wonderful and they were able to keep them.
Right.
This is another partnership.
They continue to amaze us. It is living in the city of Chicago. It's a great city for everyone to call home. And I think part of that, what Susan was talking about, that home, is that everyone should have an opportunity for that dream to come true. And these are the people that are helping us support the programs and the services that our families need to survive. And this is Little Company of Mary Hospital, which is located in our community as well. And they picked Beacon as their employee charity of the year. So what they have done is had their employees support our Fresh Starts program. And this was, again, everything by Beacon has is driven by a need. Like, we have evolved for 43 years and have programs because of what our clients need. And again, this was one of our needs for our homeless moms and children. It was, once they get housed, they needed startup kits. So the Fresh Starts program is like, let's give them a fresh start. Let's have a packet for them to go into the house and have a bucket and a broom and a pot and a pan and a towel and sheets and pillows. And then we had a little Fresh Starts, which was for the baby, so that they had blankets and diapers and wipes and
all the basic starter kits that most people get at baby showers and those kinds of things.
Right, exactly.
So I think, you're describing a lot of opportunities for folks to help Beacon, and you describe the 43 years that we've been around. What would you say are some of the changes that you've seen in the time that you've been at Beacon?
Multi-site, for one. When I first came to Beacon, we were located at 106th and Longwood Drive. And we are still there, and that is our flagship. But we have 3 other sites as well in the community, and the outreach into 30 of the 50 shelters in the city of Chicago. And that was based, again, on the passion of our leadership from Susan, that she thinks constantly outside the box. And she saw this need of kids in our day school who were becoming more and more aware that our children were homeless. So hence that started our homeless program. And Susan, you can probably talk a little bit about that.
Well, and I think, you mentioned it a little bit ago in terms of how the areas that we've grown have really been predicated upon the needs of our kids. And really looking at, yes, our homeless program really did emanate from an increased awareness of the number of our day school students who are actually homeless. And then at the same time, then really becoming aware of all these needs that homeless families have and how the traditional system that's supposed to meet the needs of needy families isn't responsive. So, over the past, I'd say, 5 to 6 years, really looking at what are those resources that these families have, but because of all their complex problems, they can't access them. So hence, we developed the Early Head Start program, and our Early Head Start program is targeting homeless families, which normally, Early Head Start services haven't traditionally been delivered within homeless shelters or to these families that are unstably housed. The same thing with our Chipper program, where we're trying to enroll children into Illinois' All Kids program. Normally, homeless kids, because of their transient nature, haven't been able to access that. So we have a team that works specifically to go into the homeless shelters and help enroll them. Our FACT project, which essentially it's an evidence-based approach, working with young moms, we really felt that it's time to really look at what is the best way to work with this population that's continuing to grow. And based on what we know on homelessness and families, even though the number of singles in homelessness is going down, the number of homeless families continues to rise. And it's because our system really has been geared towards individuals and homeless individuals. But I think we're looking at what are the needs of homeless families. So really looking at how do we continue to expand and look into what are the needs of these families and how we deliver them. So that's kind of how we've evolved. And actually, I'm going to put up something here. One of our newest partnerships is with the Respiratory Health Association. And a few weeks back, we had Joel on from the Respiratory Health Association and really taking on the challenge. And, there's a lot of billboards out that are talking about, helping people quit and so on and so forth. And what we have found, particularly with our population, essentially folks who maybe have substance abuse issues or mental health issues, they're not being targeted or being helped to really look at how do they quit smoking. So we've done a lot of creative things with that. And also, obviously for Beacon, and I know you're a big health nut, so we're going smoke-free in terms of the whole campus, which is really important because this is how we're helping our staff. And then obviously we're also helping the family members of our staff also to go smoke-free.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about what other events are coming up at Beacon.
Oh, okay. I can tell you about the Beacon Bash. And it is at Joe's on Weed, and it's a sports bar that is full of excitement from the minute you walk in. So it's guaranteed to be a great time. Each year we do this event. It's going to be July 21st from 6 to 9 o'clock in the evening, and there'll be a silent auction and raffle prizes, and Liquidated Damages is our band.
They're just getting liquid refreshments. Yes, there are liquid refreshments.
There's plenty of those to go around, yes. But Liquidated Damages is the band, and what it is a nice opportunity for people to come and network in the downtown community on the north side. We try to have a south side event and a north side event, and Jim Kerrigan has really spearheaded Joe's Sports Bar, along with Laura Perry, one of our board members. We are very fortunate that our board members have really stepped up and have become active in our fundraising.
And I know, one of the things you actually just triggered my thoughts in terms of our board members. And I think, individuals always look at how can they help, and describe a little bit about our board and how, people can be involved in terms of that opportunity.
Well, our board itself is very diverse and meets all different kinds of needs, and everybody is willing to take that expertise and step up to the table. So whatever talent, time, or treasure that you have, as they say, is greatly needed and appreciated at Beacon. Some work on programs, some work on development, some work on financials, some work on fundraising, some work on legislation. Everybody has their own expertise. We would love, if you're interested for you to contact us. You can contact me, Peggy Rourke, again, with our contact information, 773-298-6441. I would be happy to give you a tour, take you through the process. Another way, that you could help is be a corporate sponsor for our events or throughout some of our programs. We have been very fortunate in the community to help our kids get experiences that they haven't had yet or will be able to have, such as we have Beverly Pantry located on 103rd, where our children are able to go and learn how to cook in this fabulous kitchen. So each week they make a recipe book, and each week their recipe is something different, and they make the food that day, and they have lunch together and learn table manners, and then they're able to take enough food back to the shelter with them for their families.
Which is really important. Yeah, and actually there's a lot of community. I mean, we are fortunate to be in Beverly because I know our day school are able to really access a lot of those resources. Maybe describe a little, I know Beverly Pantry is one of them, but we've had other opportunities with other community vendors and community places.
Yeah, and some really neat experiences too. We have a place called My Sister's Knits, where the children have gone and learned how to knit. Both are males and females, and they have loved it. And the music station, which is